Until now, every NASA scientist has admitted that the Martian surface is a somewhat dry topic. But what if we told you that NASA's Perseverance rover has already discovered several astonishing facts on the red planet Mars, like harbor seal, the Wright brothers, and the benefits of strict personal hygiene? Yes, today we are here to discuss all the things that we discovered on Mars so far. So naturally, the next several minutes are going to be full of mind blow and excitement. Curious now? Then join us today as we demonstrate how much dead planet rock there is and learn what has been discovered on Mars till date. Hello everyone, this is Technology World, a perfect channel for everything about human evolution and exploration. So now, without further ado, let's begin. The main goal of NASA's Mars 2020 mission was to find signs of microbial life on the red planet. It could have lived 3 billion years ago when conditions on Mars were extremely similar to those on Earth, according to scientists. If this mission turns out successful, the technical knowledge obtained throughout the mission will pave the path for future human missions to Mars. Even though the rover has been on Mars' surface for more than 100 days, there has been a lot uncovered. For starters, crucial proof-of-concept data was accumulated during the landing process. The Perseverance's landing zone was pinpointed to within a few meters due to the mission's all-new terrain relative navigation, which utilized revolutionary onboard mapping and cross-referencing input from the craft's onboard cameras. Even a tiny overrun would have put the rover in danger, requiring weeks of hard drive to get it back to where it needed to be. And this knowledge will come in handy in the future. Thermocouples, heat flux sensors, and pressure transducers were utilized to collect data about temperatures and outside pressure before and after the iconic parachute was deployed during entrance and mounting. One potentially significant discovery was that every single thermocouple made it through the landing unscathed, implying that heat shield damage was minor. Just because thermocouples are not mission critical, subsequent landers could be able to get by within a year, leaving all of the vital weight securely deposited on the Martian surface. Since then, Perseverance has been doing exactly what we'd be doing if we were in the situation, such as blasting rocks with its powerful space laser. The rover's new Jezero crater home has begun with light-colored boulders, standing out from a landscape of russet-colored soil, as you can see in the photographs beamed back from Mars. The SuperCam of Perseverance, possibly the coolest man-made equipment ever sent into space, has selected out certain of those rocks for further in-depth research. The SuperCam approaches its target stone and fires a tiny pinpoint laser that is accurate up to a distance of 7 meters. When that intense beam hits the rock, it creates a superheated cloud of plasma that contains free-floating ions and electrons for a limited period. The onboard spectrograph of the Perseverance can read the brief plasma signature and determine the chemical makeup of the rock. Maz and Yigo are 2 rocks from Mars which have been chosen as deserving for the SuperCam treatment. For your information, they're both Navajo phrases coined by Aaron Yazzie, a NASA engineer and proud member of the Navajo Nation. Let us tell you, the Maz, which means Mars, and Yigo, which means industrious, have a basalt-like composition, which means they're igneous because they are coming from a volcano. But more importantly, it appears that they were shaped into their current shape in a long-ago watery environment. If proof were needed that Mars wasn't always such a dry subject, here it is. The harbor seal is another famous rock that Perseverance has flowed over. This discovery adds up the knowledge about the Martian atmosphere that has already been discovered through modeling. As a result, researchers can use it as a genuine and informative data point. Perseverance not only sends out the visible information for the mineral composition of rocks from SuperBrightCam's laser, but also the sound of the zapping laser, like we see in the sci-fi movies, also provides sonic clues for the makeup of states. Indeed, one of the most revolutionary parts of this expedition has been the ability for anyone on Earth to listen in on the Martian landscape. Perseverance's integrated microphone battery deserves a special mention. On NASA SoundCloud, an audio track of the rover's heavy metal wheels clanging and banging across the severe rocking motion terrain was also released. Not to mention, anyone who wants to listen to the creepy ambient rustling of extraterrestrial winds can give it a try online. Even more amazing, Perseverance's marvelous MOXIE unit has done some sort of alchemy, converting basic carbon dioxide into life-giving oxygen. MOXIE, which can be abbreviated as Mars Oxygen In Situ Resource Utilization Experiments, is a gold-plated device about the size of a car battery. It works by diffusing CO2 from the atmosphere through a non-porous, yttria-stabilized zirconia disc sandwiched between 2 porous electrodes, anode and cathode. It produced a modest but historic 5 grams of oxygen on April 20, 2021, which equates to about 10 minutes of breathable air. MOXIE is the first device of its kind to assist future missions to live off the land by harnessing components of another world's environment for fuel. It is termed as the In Situ Resource Utilization. This essentially entails exploiting local carbon dioxide to produce oxygen for rocket propellant, which is a far more difficult task than simply breathing air. The future trip would require around 15,000 pounds of rocket fuel and 25 metric tons of oxygen to manufacture enough fuel to launch 4 astronauts off the Martian surface. That's far too much to transport from Earth. Those 4 astronauts, on the other hand, would only require about 1 metric ton between them for breathing, and MOXIE has already demonstrated that it can be done by a larger descendant unit. It is unquestionably beautiful and historically significant. The successful deployment of NASA's $80 million Ingenuity helicopter, fondly known as Ginny, is obviously the most eye-catching fact about this mission thus far. By conducting the first powered flight on another globe, this tiny helicopter cemented its position in the souvenir of science, and the fact that it survived the journey at all is a marvel. Its Ingenuity would have crashed after the very first flight. We still would have met a couple of huge milestones: surviving the launch, charging well en route, surviving the entry, descent, and landing, also deployed from the rover, and surviving the cold Martian night. These are no small tasks, a NASA technician told fans on Reddit. Making an airworthy vehicle to be stored on an interstellar rover is an incredible achievement, and it opens the way for future missions to explore locations that were previously unreachable for human exploration. Engineers are currently collecting data from this exemplary copter to apply it in the creation of smart micro-drones or high-altitude drones for uses on Earth. The solar panels installed near Ginny's rotor blades were one particularly striking scientific observation. Engineers spent a long time endeavor to figure out if there was any way to prevent the panels from attracting dust and losing power as aftermath. Various ideas were offered and rejected, including many windscreen wipers, because they would add too much complexity and weight. When the jaw rotors started rotating, though, technicians saw Ginny's solar output rise by a few percentage points. Engineers believe this occurred because the blade's airflow can self-clean Ginny's dirty solar panels. Even on Mars, cleanliness is important. Ginny is also carrying a very rare payload, a postage stamp-sized square of fabric that was formerly part of the Wright brothers' historic 1903 flying plane, which has been meticulously affixed as a monument to the genuine aviation urchins. Now it's still up there. Mimi Ong, NASA's Inventiveness Program Manager, stated that they had been planning for that Wright brothers moment for a long time. They'd take a minute to congratulate themselves on their accomplishments before taking Orville and Wilbur's advice on what to do next. So what did the Wrights do after that? They went back to work, learning everything they could about their new aircraft and moving on. So that's all for the day. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. What are your thoughts on the subject? Are these innovations worth the astronomical price tag? Will you be satisfied if Ginny merely sends us a selfie in return? Please share your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember to subscribe for more brainstorming and interesting episodes on modern technology. Also, smash the bell icon and allow us to send you a notification whenever we upload a new video. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Until then, peace.